Breaking news from around your world on this Tuesday, June 11th, 2019. I'm Larry Rice. Kim Jong Nam, North Korean leader Kim Jong Un's half-brother, who was murdered in 2017, served as a source for the Central Intelligence Agency. That's what the Wall Street Journal reports, citing a person with knowledge of the matter. The person said Kim Jong Nam met several times with CIA operatives. The person said there was a nexus, without indicating what Kim Jong Nam and the CIA operatives discussed. Kim Jong Nam died after two women smeared VX nerve agents on his face in a Malaysian airport. The women were accused of working with four North Koreans to kill him, but said they had been duped into participating in what they thought was a harmless reality TV prank. The murder charges were dropped this year. The North Koreans left Malaysia the day Kim died. Heavy rains and flooding has led to the deaths of 16 people and has affected millions more in southeast China. Relentless rain that's lasted a week in Jiangxi and Guangdong provinces has resulted in casualties and damages for more than 2.2 million people in the area. Torrential rains began Thursday, flooding farms, destroying crops and buildings. More than 146,000 hectares of farmland and 6,000 buildings, including homes, have been damaged due to natural disaster, according to news reports. Among the displaced, 258,000 people are in need of emergency evacuation from the area. The estimated damage to the economy is about $596 million. Xinhua News reports the area's infrastructure, including roads and bridges, have been seriously damaged after receiving 27 inches of rain. Relief supplies, including folding beds, cotton quilts, and bamboo mats, have been distributed to flood victims. Chinese authorities said heavy rain will continue through Thursday and could extend to Fujian, Yunnan, and Szechuan provinces. Thousands braved thunderstorms in Hong Kong Tuesday for a fresh wave of protests against a proposed extradition bill that would allow people to be sent to mainland China for trial. But the Chinese-ruled city's leader said she would not back down. Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam said she would press ahead with the bill despite deep concerns across vast swaths of the Asian financial hub that on Sunday triggered its biggest political demonstration since its handover from British to Chinese rule in 1997. In a rare move, prominent business leaders warned that pushing through the extradition law could undermine investor confidence in Hong Kong and erode its competitive advantages. The bill is due for a second round of debate on Wednesday in Hong Kong's 70-seat Legislative Council. The legislature is controlled by a pro-Beijing majority. Sunday's protest, which organizers said drew more than 1 million people and a snowballing backlash against the extradition bill, could raise questions about Lam's ability to govern effectively. Strikes and transport slowdowns were also announced for Wednesday as businesses, students, bus drivers, social workers, teachers, and other groups all vowed to protest in a last-ditch effort to block the bill. Faulty building materials helped spread a devastating fire at London's Grenfell Tower in 2017, turning the residential complex into a flaming coffin for the 72 people who died. That's according to a product liability suit filed Tuesday in the United States. Nearly 250 survivors and families of victims joined the suit, which targets U.S. companies that made products used at the complex. The suit was filed in a state court in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The lawsuit does not seek specific monetary damages. It will be up to a jury to decide how much money to award. The Grenfell blaze started 2 years ago, June 14th, in an apartment refrigerator and raced up the side of the 24-story residential building. The building's exterior cladding was made of highly flammable material that cannot be used in U.S. skyscrapers. The insulation was similarly combustible, according to the plaintiff's lawyers. The suit names refrigerator maker Whirlpool, based in Benton Harbor, Michigan, Pittsburgh-based cladding manufacturer Arconic Incorporated, and insulation maker Celotex, whose corporate parent, French manufacturer Saint-Gobain, has its U.S. headquarters in the Philadelphia suburbs. A California jury that convicted former NFL player Kellen Winslow Jr. of raping a 58-year-old homeless woman has been ordered to return to deliberations Tuesday after deadlocking on 8 other charges against him, including 2 additional counts of rape involving a 54-year-old hitchhiker and an unconscious teen. A jury on Monday in San Diego found the son of a Hall of Famer guilty of the attack last year on the homeless woman in his picturesque beach community of Encinitas, north of San Diego. The jury also found the 35-year-old former tight end guilty of indecent exposure and lewd conduct involving 2 other women, but jurors found him not guilty of 1 count of a lewd act. Winslow, who played for Cleveland, Tampa Bay, New England, and the New York Jets, faces up to life in prison if convicted of all counts. All 5 women took the stand during the 9-day trial and testified that they didn't know Winslow was famous when they met him. Winslow did not take the stand. A third summit between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong Un is possible, but the ball is in Pyongyang's court, according to White House National Security Advisor John Bolton. Speaking at a conference hosted by the Wall Street Journal, Bolton said it was entirely possible there could be a third Trump-Kim summit following their earlier meetings in Singapore and Vietnam. Kim Jong Un holds the key, he said. While North Korea has kept pledges not to conduct nuclear or intercontinental range ballistic missile tests, Bolton said the U.S. was continuing its maximum pressure campaign because Kim still appeared not to have made a strategic decision to give up the pursuit of deliverable nuclear weapons. Trump and Kim's most recent meeting in Hanoi in February failed to result in a deal because of conflicts over U.S. calls for Pyongyang's complete denuclearization and North Korean demands for sanctions relief. Earlier, North Korean state media called on Washington Tuesday to withdraw its hostile policy toward Pyongyang, or agreements made at the first Trump-Kim meeting in Singapore a year ago might become a blank sheet of paper. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Canada could start banning single-use plastics like grocery bags, straws, forks, and knives as soon as 2021. The list of banned items has not been finalized, but could contain many products that are commonly used by consumers today, like cotton swabs, plates, balloon sticks, fast food containers, and cups, among others. Canada's move comes on the heels of the European Parliament voting in March to ban single-use items like plastic cutlery, straws, stirrers, along with other plastic items often found littering beaches and oceans. In that measure, all European Union members are expected to enforce the ban by 2021, while making 90% of plastic bottles recyclable by 2029. Trudeau said Canada will study the EU ban and its effects before finalizing its plan. Canada's Conservative leader, Andrew Scheer, blasted Trudeau's announcement, claiming that his administration did not have any knowledge of how such a measure would harm Canada's economy. At least 10 state attorneys general plan to file a lawsuit as soon as Tuesday to stop the $26 billion merger of Sprint and T-Mobile, a deal that would reduce the number of nationwide wireless carriers from 4 to 3. The states, which are expected to file the challenge in New York, have been investigating whether the deal would boost consumer prices by reducing competition. The companies have pledged not to boost rates for 3 years. New York State's Attorney General is leading the lawsuit and will reveal details at a news conference scheduled for Tuesday afternoon. Former Boston Red Sox slugger David Ortiz was flown to Boston for medical care after being ambushed and shot Sunday in a bar in his native Dominican Republic. Ortiz, who is 43, was transferred in stable condition in an air ambulance after undergoing surgery at a Santo Domingo hospital, where doctors removed his gallbladder and part of his intestine, according to Leo Lopez, the baseball great's spokesman. Ortiz, known affectionately as Big Papi, led the Red Sox to 3 World Series championships. A 10-time All-Star, he finished his career with 541 home runs. The team promised to dedicate all available resources for his care and sent an air ambulance to fly him to Boston. Red Sox Assistant General Manager Eddie Romero said, "He's on the Mount Rushmore of Boston sports." The motive for the shooting is still under investigation. Retail giant Amazon surpassed Google Tuesday as the world's most valuable brand, with a total value of $315.5 billion. That's an increase of more than $100 million in the past year. In Kantar's Top 100 Most Valuable Global Brands report, Apple was listed second with a value of $309.5 billion, and Google was third with $309 billion. Amazon showed the largest gain in value of 52%. For the last 12 years, either Apple or Google held the top spot in the Kantar report. California-based Google was ranked first a year ago and Amazon third. Doreen Wang, Kantar global head of Brand Z, told CNBC, Amazon's phenomenal brand growth of almost $108 billion in the last year demonstrates how brands are now less anchored to individual categories and regions. Major factors in Amazon's rise in value, according to the report, are its acquisitions and investments. Microsoft ranked fourth, followed by Visa, Facebook, Alibaba, Tencent, McDonald's, and AT&T. Kantar said $328 billion in value was added to this year's list, which showed a total combined value of $4.7 trillion for all 100 brands. And that's your update for this Tuesday, June 11th, 2019. I'm Larry Rice. Thanks so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.